YouTube and you can put in your Facebook.
Okay, so we have here Science of Personal Achievement by Napoleon Hill. Yeah, we'll go ahead and read the preface and then see where that takes us. Maybe we won't spend a lot of time on that one. What distinguishes a high achieving individual from someone who fails to reach their goals in life? Napoleon Hill dedicated 20 years of his life to probing the depths of this question, interviewing, studying, and analyzing over 500 of America's most prosperous individuals. People such as Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, and Thomas Edison, to identify the exact factors required for notable achievement. From his research, Hill derived a formula for success that anyone, regardless of their resources, education, environment, or network, could implement to transform their lives. The 17 principles that form the science of personal achievement equip you to take control of your mind and harness the power of your thoughts so that you can identify your purpose in life and take definite steps to achieve it. This success system is so powerful that it has been credited with helping pull America out of the Great Depression, where it destroyed the fear mindset and poverty consciousness that had prevented Americans from building wealth and continuing to innovate. The only limitations that can prevent you from attaining your vision of success are those that you establish in your own mind. As Hill discovered, the success of America's leading entrepreneurs, inventors, and leaders derived not from education, inborn greatness, or any other natural or acquired privilege. Rather, their success occurred in nearly exact proportion to the extent that they had failed and persevered. According to Hill, when we learn to take our adversity, defeats, and unpleasant circumstances and weave them into something useful, then we are on the higher road to success. As you study and apply the science of personal achievement, remember that challenges are an invitation to find the seed of an equivalent opportunity within them. Keep the fire of burning desire kindled in your life, knowing that you can always make a way for yourself by focusing your thoughts on what you do want in life rather than what you do not want. Fears, worries, doubts, and grievances pave the road to failure and misery, and it is in your power to eliminate them from your mind and create thought habits that support your success. So I would like to comment on this. Focus your thoughts on what you do want in life rather than what you do not want. Um, so it's not about trying to get rid of what we don't want, because if you try to just get rid of what you don't want, you're still focused on it. And so don't worry about the things you don't want. Don't focus on trying to get rid of them. Just focus on what you do want, and it'll uh, displace the things you don't want. Does somebody else want to read?
Okay. This action guide and journal provides a deep dive into 17 principles of individual achievement presented in the science of personal achievement. You do not need to read Hill's book in order to obtain great benefit from this companion product, but exploring both together will enhance your ability to implement the principles. Each chapter in this book contains a study content, journaling prompts, and action steps that will help you achieve definiteness of purpose, turn adversity into opportunity, and create thought habits conducive to attaining material and spiritual riches. Use the techniques in this book to develop self mastery of the highest form so that you can enjoy wealth in its broadest sense. financial, spiritual, mental, and material. Personal achievement is not merely an art, it is a science whose principles have been studied, tested, and applied to prove their accuracy and universality. What abundance will you uncover and claim for yourself as you learn to administer the science of personal achievement? How to use this action guide. This action guide and guided journal is organized according to the 17 principles of individual achievement that form Napoleon Hill's success philosophy as detailed in the book, The Science of Personal Achievement. These principles follow a specific order so that as you learn the rationale and method of application for each one, you will strengthen your ability to implement the success system as a whole. Each chapter in this book contains the following content to aid your study and application of the science of personal achievement. Principal overviews, which concisely explain and illustrate each of the 17 principles of personal achievement. Review sections, which present the highest highlights and main takeaways from each chapter. Journaling prompts, which offer questions to help you explore the main concepts in each chapter and personalize them to your own pursuit of success. Action items, which provide key actions to take immediately to ensure you convert understanding into results. Feel free to write in the spaces provided in this book. You can also continue with your explorations in a separate notebook. After you complete this action and implementation guide once, do not let that be the end of your journey. Go back through the entire book, rereading and repeating the exercises in full to generate fresh insights and applications. Or you can zero in on specific principles that require more of your attention. As with everything in life, favorable results can be enjoyed only when you possess a positive mental attitude. So right now, discard any fears or doubts that are holding you back and open your mind to the opportunities that await you when you leverage the science of personal achievement.
Hey, you want to read some, Connor?
Yes, I don't mind. Yeah. Introduction. Burning desire. Dreams are the seedlings of all achievements. So, the first philosophy of individual achievement. As a young reporter, Napoleon Hill had the opportunity to interview the great steel magnate Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest individuals in American history. During the interview, Carnegie took a liking to Hill and conferred upon him a task so monumental that it would change the course of Hill's life as well as the lives of millions of others who have benefited from it. Carnegie's invitation went as follows. Now, I've been talking to you for about 3 days about this new philosophy. I told you all that I know about it, about its possibilities and its potentials. I wish to ask you a question which you will please answer with a simple yes or no, but don't answer until you make up your mind which it is. If I commission you to become the anchor of this author of this philosophy, give you letters of introduction to people whose help you need, are you willing to devote 20 years to research? Because that's about how long it will take. Earning your own way as you go along without any subsidy from me. Yes or no? Immediately, Hill thought of all the reasons why he could not take on this project. It was too big, he didn't have enough money, he had a wife to support, he was responsible for paying for his and his brother's law school tuition, and perhaps the most vexing worry, what would others think? Little did Hill know that Carnegie had decided that he would allow only 60 seconds for an answer. After that, the offer would be off the table. Thankfully, Hill took a mere 29 seconds to accept Carnegie's proposal. That single yes began a 20-year journey into the science of success, a step-by-step plan for attaining riches through the application of 17 principles of thought and action. It is this system of human achievement that is responsible for the success of America's most prosperous individuals. Whereas 95% of the population drift along without aim or purpose, successful individuals use the principles identified by Hill to create their own circumstances and ride them to victory. These high achieving individuals do not simply study the principles of personal achievement, they put them into action, consistently taking steps to achieve their goals and accomplish their major purpose in life. That is exactly what you will do as you study and complete this action guide and journal. Condition your mind for success. Carnegie warned Hill that he would face numerous temptations to quit. Quitting, Carnegie warned, is the easy way out. The wealthy industrialist left Hill with a formula that would enable him to condition his mind to withstand temporary defeat and attain his chief aim, regardless of the challenges that arose. This formula was to be repeated twice daily, once in the morning and once in the evening. Andrew Carnegie, I am not only going to equal your achievements in life, but I'm going to challenge you at the post and pass you at the grandstand. At first, Hill balked at this. How could he even come close to accomplishing as much as Carnegie had? Carnegie's response, if you believe it, you will do it. The first week of this exercise, Hill felt foolish. After repeating the statement, he could not help but exclaim, "You darn liar." Even so, he persisted in the twice daily affirmations, and by week 2, he heard his inner voice challenging him. Why don't you change your mental attitude about this? When he did, his mindset shifted and he adopted a positive outlook. He was able to repeat his affirmation in earnest with full confidence that he would not only match but exceed the achievements of Carnegie. And he did just that. He brought millions of people together in a spirit of understanding, all realizing the control they have over their thoughts and therefore their lives. By giving them the tools to find themselves, identify and achieve their purpose in life, and serve others in the process, he'll attain the greatest form of wealth that no material item or monetary fortune could ever come close to touching: peace of mind.
Let's stop there for a little bit.
Mhm.
You want to share any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I like the affirmation, and of course, I mean, right now, when I look at affirmations as well, and I look at all of these successful people around me, like Bob Proctor, the late Bob Proctor, and the like, and I think, gosh, I really like to be like them. So it does sound foolish, but why not? I think the affirmation is great, and if it worked for Hill, it'll work for everybody. If you can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So we need to adopt that attitude and
yeah.
keep it positive and believable.
hmm Um the for me, we have to remember that we're not trying to be them.
No.
And I think that may be, and I've often wondered if that's where some of us miss it, is okay, this is what Hill did, but we have to find our own affirmation. And so I think sometimes people try to be the other people and do exactly what they did. So I think that's why some people are skeptical of it. We have to remember that it's our life and our dream. So we have to find our own affirmation. Because we're not trying to become them. We're we want to be successful like them, but not be them. So, do you have anything you want to share with Martha?
Yeah, it's like basically he used auto suggestion as suggested by Andrew Carnegie. Then his inner voice spoke to him, used to challenge basically, why don't you change the mental attitude? Yesterday I was listening to one thing, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he's trying to say that thoughts are things. And he gave a couple of examples. And it's basically irrespective of who are in your life, you can think the thoughts in your way or in a positive way. It may be your wife or relatives or kids or anything. However you think, it's basically that is what the thing is, the feel and all those things happens. Everything is external. It's basically thought is within. Basically, whatever you can feel, even the external circumstances may not be good, but internally you feel gratitude, you feel abundance, you feel everything internally. That's all. Everything is just a thought. It's basically what he is trying to say that.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that. What um, you reminded me of what he said is said after a while. He said, "Why don't you change your attitude toward this?" And I think that's, we can say all the affirmations we want, but if we don't change our own attitude toward it, because many times I think I've said my affirmations, but I was in a state of mind of, rebellion towards it. And it's not a rebellion as in I don't want to, like you hate it, but it's just you don't actually believe it. So if you have to change your mind, your attitude towards it, like it really is, uh, you can really make this happen.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely. It's just about belief, and you have to feel worthy. And if you do feel worthy and you believe, then you have something to expect. You live in anticipation because you know for sure you are capable.
yeah.
And even, I mean, the affirmations just help you to center yourself. But at the end of the day, you got to embody that affirmation and believe that yes, it is possible. I am capable. I am worthy.
Yeah. And I think now that yeah, I happen to think Eric Butterworth says it's not so much the words you speak, it's it's the it's the condition of your mind uh, that that really is where the transformation happens is uh so yeah we, our mind has to be conditioned to believe it.
Mm. And to believe, I was listening to Wayne Dyer the other day as well, and he said, just believe that whatever it is that you want, it's on its way. That it is, and he stressed on that, it's on its way, not it's going to, or I am going to, it's on its way. He stressed that in it. It was a radio interview I was listening to.
Mhm. Okay, I will go on reading some more and see where the 12 great riches. Every individual has two selves, the physical self, that which you see when you look in the mirror, and the interior self, which is comprised of two entities, a negative self who thinks and moves and lives in an atmosphere of fear, doubt, poverty, and ill health, and a positive self who thinks in terms of opulence, sound health, love and friendship, personal achievement, creative vision, service to others, and who guides you unerringly to the attainment of all these blessings. The latter self is the only one that is capable of receiving the master key to riches. Every person who hopes to be successful, who hopes to attain positive things in life, must begin with a positive mental attitude. A positive mental attitude is the starting point of all riches. From it springs the greater riches that enable their possessors to demand what they will of life and reap from it full and complete happiness. These riches include riches of true friendship, riches in the hope of future achievement, riches we find in nature's handiwork, riches to be found in the labor of love and of our own choice, riches of harmony and home relationship, riches of sound physical health, riches of freedom from fear, riches of self-discipline, riches of play, riches of discovery of our other self, riches of faith in infinite intelligence, riches of meditation. The master key to these enduring riches is the 17 principles of individual achievement presented in this action guide for your study, application, and implementation. Review. Opportunities must be seized when they are presented. Prepare yourself in advance so that you are ready to recognize and act on them immediately. Do not entertain reasons as to why you cannot do something. Instead, condition your mind to think positive so that nothing prevents you from achieving your major purpose in life. A positive mental attitude is the starting point of all riches. You know, I just now realized I wonder if this is not the book. This is the, go back to the, oh wow, it's a long ways. Yeah, it's an action guide and journal. It's not the book, The Science of Personal Achievement, like I thought.
But I think it's fantastic. I think we should do this
You
work.
think you think we should, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
So we'll have each other support, because to do the work, sometimes, we
okay.
can make excuses, but I think this is perfect.
Okay. I'm glad you feel that way because yeah,
Yeah.
I think it will. I think anyway we can spend so much time reading and studying and never
If you want
actually
other book also, I can give that book, that
I
No,
regular
but
book.
think
this one is actually, this is what I wanted to do because this is actually saying do the work because we
yeah,
can read
yeah,
as much as we
it
want.
is.
Yeah, do
Yeah,
the work.
yeah,
And I,
so
I really
okay.
want to do the work. Mm.
Okay. So um Journal, have you ever been presented with an opportunity that you felt was too big or too unusual to take on, and so you passed it over? What was the consequence of that action? After reading this chapter, what will you do differently next time? So that would
So maybe
be,
we can discuss this tomorrow, our homework. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Okay,
an
so
amiable driver.
so here we go. Um, so if you need, or do you have this book at all? I mean, or do you need?
I don't have it. If you can, I would really appreciate it if you could send it to me.
I could,
I
yeah, I
don't
could
have it.
probably send it to you. And do you have it, Aswartha? Acton.
I don't have this book.
Okay, I'll send it to both of you, and then we can uh work on it, and then yeah, then we can discuss on what we worked on the next time. Okay, wow. Well, that that let me stop the recording.